Do you want to learn how to write fast? Let's say you average around 500 to 1,000 words a day, but the most that you write in any given day is always under 2,000 words. You really want to finish your book, but at the rate that you're going, it's going to take you at least a year. Before we go on, you might have noticed that I'm not in my usual spot. Instead of my home office, I'm reporting to you live from Montana, very close to Yellowstone National Park, where I've been doing a ton of writing and preparing for a huge announcement that I'm going to make next week. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss the really super exciting channel announcement I have for you next week. The different location is why I'm filming on my computer and also why I don't have anything bookish in the background. I'm also getting really deep into the third draft of my paranormal horror book, which I'm super excited about, and it's coming out next summer, so make sure you stay ready for that. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled programming. So why is writing fast important? 1, it helps you get your book done faster. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's cool to have a finished book. It's nice when it doesn't take you 6 years to finish a book and only takes you less than 1. That means that you have a book, and you don't have to wait as long to have one. Getting your book done faster is only important if it doesn't diminish the quality of your book, but if you can write fast and still write quality words, it's a good thing. 2, rapid release publishing is something that exists. If you're an indie author, rapid release publishing might be something that you'd want to consider. This doesn't work for every author in every genre, but it works really well for some authors in some genres, so make sure that you go and look into it and see if rapid release publishing would be something that you'd want to do. Rapid release publishing is essentially publishing multiple books in a series in a very short period of time. Sometimes it's over a month, sometimes it's over a week, sometimes it's even over a day. Rapid release publishing tends to work best for genres who have a very excited audience, and for books that maybe are more commercial rather than literary, and don't take a lot of very intricate world building in order to properly tell their story. If the books are somewhat simpler and you can get them out without compromising on quality, maybe rapid release would be something that you'd want to look into. If your books are hyper complicated and it takes a lot longer for you to thoughtfully execute them, then you should just write the book that you want to write, and your readers are going to appreciate the detail that you put into the world and read your book as a result of that. Rapid release publishing is not something that works for everybody, but look into it if your book fits one of these criterias. Obviously, this works best for series, and I'm going to link a bunch of articles in the description if you want to read more about what rapid release publishing is and whether it would be something that interests you. And reason number 3 is that writing fast kicks your brain into overdrive and makes you generate story ideas faster. If you're writing fast, you also have to come up with ideas fast, which means that you're going to become pretty obsessed with your story and be thinking about it all the time. If you're thinking about it all the time, this means that you're going to have more ideas and be thinking of things faster that you can later incorporate into the story. If you're writing more slowly, you can think about things, but ideas may not naturally bounce to you as quickly as they would if you're writing fast and you're telling your brain that you have to generate these ideas quickly. You never want speed to come at the expense of quality. 1,000 great words is always going to be better than 5,000 bad words. Writing fast is not for everybody. I wanted to learn how to write fast because I'm just starting my career as an indie author, and I wanted to write books that were high quality and well thought through, but also didn't take me 5 years to complete. So, this is what I learned. Step number 1, know what you're going to write in advance. I don't necessarily mean outline the whole book, even though that is a godsend, and I highly recommend always outlining your books. But even if you're a pantser, just take 5 minutes before you start writing every day to write down what you're going to write in that chapter. This doesn't have to be complicated, just a quick sketch of where you're going to go. But the act of actually writing down what you're going to write helps you warm up and wake up before you start writing your story. This method eliminates all of the wishy-washy, oh, I don't know if I want to write that, oh, I think that sounds bad, because you've done that all already, so you can just plow through the scene because you already know what is going to happen in it. It's basically a vocal warm-up. I was so amazed at the difference that this made that it is the most important tip that I'm giving you today. If you only take away one thing from this video, I want it to be this tip. The second most important tip that I have for you today is write in sprints. This is a way that I taught my brain how to focus on command. I write in 20-minute sprints, but you can choose any time you want. Some people write in 15-minute sprints, some people in 25. It depends how long you can focus, and figuring out what time works best for you is going to come with a lot of trial and error. I found 15 minutes too short and that I didn't have a lot of time to write after I got into the groove, and 25 minutes felt like a little bit of a drag. So what you want to do is you want to set a timer. What I do is that I open my clock app and then I set a timer for exactly 20 minutes and I press start when I start writing and I write until the timer runs out. I don't listen to music, I don't talk to anybody, I don't let myself get distracted, I just write until that timer is done. I never pause the timer. Do not pause the timer. Write all the way through, right until the end. And then you can track them. What's super fun is I created an Excel spreadsheet where I wrote down every single time that I did a sprint, how long the sprint was, when I did the sprint, like what day and what time in the day, and how many words that I got done in that sprint. That allowed me to track my progress over time, which was super fun because I could see myself getting better and better with every single sprint that I did. Tracking them also lets you get competitive with yourself, which is super fun. There are a lot of blog posts and articles out there about writing in sprints. I'm gonna link also in the description a bunch of my favorites. Now I can write around 800 to 900 words in every 20-minute sprint. This means that I don't have to write for an insanely long time before I reach my daily word count. My third tip for learning how to write fast is find a consistent time to write every day. If you find a consistent time to write every day and also a consistent place if you can, it tells your brain that, okay, this is the time that we write every day, and it helps you get into the flow state faster than if you just write for 20 minutes here and there throughout the day. I focus best in the morning, so what I do is that as soon as I wake up and make myself coffee, I sit down and I write as many words as I can until I've reached my daily word count, and then I can go about the rest of my day and do all the other stuff that I need to do that isn't writing and that is more marketing related, knowing that I've already done my word count for the day. I've been doing this for long enough now that it's easy for me to just snap into that state right after I get up because now I'm expecting to write then. My fourth tip for learning how to write fast is write in one sitting. When you find that time that works for you to write, don't get up until you've finished your daily word count. I know that life gets in the way and sometimes you do need to stand up before you finish your daily word count, but try your hardest to get all the way through and not have to return to it later in the day. I find it really hard to go back to writing after I finish writing in the morning. Things happen. I need to go to class, I need to work out, I need to go to the grocery store, I have other things to do, I have people I need to see. We are busy people. We have busy lives. Chances are, if you're anything like me, you're gonna get very distracted later on in the day and anytime outside of your protected writing time. Tip number 5, turn off your internal editor. I know that it's difficult to resist editing as you're going. I used to get really in my head about wanting to fix things as they're happening and knowing that what I was writing wasn't quite there yet and I needed to fix it before I went on to the next thing. If you're gonna write quickly, you need to not do this. This video is about learning how to write fast. You don't need to edit super fast. You can edit thoughtfully, you can edit slowly, but we're right now focused on creating content, and you're not gonna be able to create content at the rate that you want to if you're always trying to make it perfect. Your content is not gonna be perfect when you first write it. It's just not. So do your best not to be a perfectionist about every word that you write at this stage right now. Trust your future self and save it for later. And my 6th and final tip, which I personally really love, is ergonomics. An ergonomic keyboard is a keyboard that is shaped to fit the natural alignment of your arms and wrists. This means that you don't have to type at weird angles and that your wrists are going to be far more comfortable for a longer period of time. Before I bought my ergonomic keyboard, I would get really bad wrist pain and not be able to write as quickly as a result of it. From a strictly typing speed standpoint, my ergonomic keyboard has helped me so much because not only does it allow me to type faster, but also type more painlessly. I also usually wear wrist braces while I'm writing because it means that my wrists will stay perfectly in alignment and I don't need to worry about any funky angles even when I'm using my ergonomic keyboard. Having a keyboard like this will really help you settle in for writing so many words a day without any long-term consequences on your joints. There are a bunch of really fancy ones that exist. I bought mine for $40. Some are like $300 and have all these fancy lights and gadgets and stuff and are super cool looking. I don't recommend this necessarily, but there's also an ergonomic keyboard that is shaped like a cube and you can like write on the sides of it like this. There are also phone keyboard ergonomic keyboards. There's a whole selection, but the ones that I like are the standard keyboards that are just shaped and have the keys at an angle that makes it so that your arms can naturally rest on the keyboard and not have to bend in funny ways. I'm linking the ergonomic keyboard that I have down in the description if you want to go check it out. I love it, it's a godsend, highly recommend, 5 stars. All right, friends, that's all I have for today. Those are my 6 tips for learning how to boost your word count and write fast. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, and also to hit the little bell to turn on notifications so that you don't miss my super exciting announcement next week and you're the first to hear about it. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Goodreads, as well as obviously YouTube. And if you want something fun to read, I'm giving away a free copy of my debut dystopian fiction novel if you follow the link in the description below. Bye, guys.